Moss Burger underpays workers. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. Let's have a look at this article from news.com.au about Japanese burger chain Moss Burgers and how they underpaid workers by over $1.1 million. Let's go through this. Japanese burger chain Moss Burger has been caught underpaying workers at its 6 Queensland outlets by more than $1 million. The Australian arm of Japan's biggest burger chain has backpedaled, paid $1.12 million to 285 current and former employees dating back to its arrival in 2011. Now, let me know in the comments if you've ever worked for Moss Burgers or if you've even eaten Moss Burgers. I've always tended to avoid them, to be honest. It comes after an investigation by the Fair Work Ombudsman found contraventions of the Fast Food Industry Award 2010. Inspectors found that the company had paid unlawfully low flat rates to workers, misclassified some employees as part-time when they were in fact casuals, and failed to pay ordinary, hourly rates, casual loadings, and penalty rates for night, weekend, and public holiday hours. Now, just reading that paragraph, think how complicated our awards are. Guys, think of that management overhead that has to be added to all of this for all of these businesses. I know you're going, oh, but it's better for the workers. Yes, but it's also an extra cost, and that means less people get work. The more burdensome it is, it inhibits business, it inhibits unemployment. All of these things lead to unemployment. So if you're there, working in your burger job, taking advantage of these awards, you have to understand part of the, the burden on the economy of that is a increased unemployment rate. So you can't bitch too much about the people getting, assistance in that regard. So there's two sides to a coin. The company was issued with a contravention letter by the workplace cop last year after a reviewing of its books in line with the findings discovered the scale of the underpayments, which ranged from $18 to $31,975. Wouldn't you be happy if you were that staff member that all of a sudden got $31,000 put in your bank account? The 285 workers who were underpaid across the company's 6 stores in Brisbane, Surfers Paradise, Southport, Broadbeach, Mount Gravatt, and Sunnybank between 2011 and 2018 have now been repaid their wages and superannuation, plus an additional 7% compensation. So 7%, that's pretty good interest, to be honest, over that time period. Oh wait, it's not 7% per annum, is it? There you go. Affected workers, many of them visa holders and young workers, were employed by Moss Burger to make food, serve customers, and act as store supervisors and managers. Under a court-enforceable undertaking with the Fair Work Ombudsman, Moss Burger will face regular ongoing audits and must ensure all senior managers and human resources, recruitment and payroll staff complete training on workplace laws. We considered that a court-enforced undertaking was an appropriate enforcement tool as the company conducted a comprehensive audit of its pay records from when it commenced trading in Australia, fully backpaid workers, and overhauled its processes to comply with workplace laws, Fair Work Ombudsman Sandra Parker said in a statement. Well, there's another take to this. Did someone raise the issue? Or did they find out itself? Did someone contact Fair Work? Court enforceable undertakings are serious instruments with extensive commitments from companies. We will monitor compliance with each commitment and won't hesitate to take court action if they are not upheld. This matter is a warning to all employers that if they don't get workplace compliance right from the beginning, they can be left with extensive and expensive consequences. Ms. Parker said the Fair Work Ombudsman was cracking down on underpayments in the fast food restaurant and cafe sector. Any employees with concerns about their pay should contact us, she said. Moss Burgers was contacted for comment, but didn't. Well, either they weren't given enough time, or they didn't respond to Frank's request. So, guys, what do you think about this? We're seeing this more and more in 7-Eleven, in fast food, in restaurants, in these industries. And there's a few takeaways from it. I mean, wage growth has been dreadful in Australia. It's been dreadful. But there's another side to it. Look at this. You know, you've got ordinary hours, casual loading, penalty rates for nights, weekends, public holidays. You've got all this overhead through the process. There's a level of complexity to it. And then if you've got people working on one award, or if you've got they should be working on a different award. I remember when we had some people we'd gone, I think we took them from casual to full-time. Then they got these penalty. What was it? They got holiday loading. I had no idea what that was. I couldn't understand. I'm going to Rachel, why do they get paid more when they're not here? It didn't make sense to me. I mean, everywhere I've worked, they just averaged it out over the whole year, which meets the fairness test, and which I understand. But you've got to realize, guys, the more complicated you have these systems, the more difficult you make it for people to, employ, people to, terminate, people to create businesses. It's going to limit business growth. It's going to limit the economy. I mean, we've got a Fair Work Ombudsman, guys. So we have to have a look. Just look at the size of Australia's economy, guys. We'll bring up one of my favorite websites, Trading Economics. Well, no, we weren't going to bring up that one. Sorry. We will bring up the Observatory of Economic Complexity. And I'll just remind everyone of the complexity of our economy, 59 in the world. And one of the videos I looked at recently was Grilled. And Grilled were being talked up about their burger investments. And a lot of money from the government was going to these apprenticeships for people working in a burger shop. Okay? That was tax resources were going to those type of apprenticeships. And we have this complicated system here where there's two ways to argue it. Was it done out of malice? Was it done out of systematic malice by this company? Or was it done just as a simple series of mistakes in the organization? What do you think? Should it be simplified? Should our awards be simplified? Should it be easier and simpler to hire people? Should you've got loadings and all these different things. Should you just have the casualty loading or the penalty rates? What do you think, guys? Is it going to get harder or is it going to get easier? Would you rather have simplified system here for employment and cheaper tax rates? What do you think? Would it create more employment? Would it create more activity in the economy? So, yeah, it's an interesting one, guys. There's two sides to every coin, and we're seeing it more and more. It's good that they've paid back those people. It's good that they've gotten the money back, but they're going to get hammered for, this poor person's going to get slammed for tax. They're going to lose most of it in tax anyway. So they're between a rock and a hard place. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Have you worked for Moss Burgers? Have you been in this situation? Do you think that it's going to improve? Do you think our wages are ever going to recover, guys? You can see here in the chart, this is the wage price index forecast from the RBA, constantly off. And yet we're getting more and more of this regulation. We're getting more and more of these issues inhibiting the economy. I think the only real wage growth is in the public sector, guys. Look at the difference there in the public sector to the private sector. And our wage growth, last time we looked, was at 0.5%. It wasn't doing too well. So guys, let me know your take on this. Do you think this is a case of Moss Burger being in the wrong? Did they make a mistake? Or is our system quite onerous and complicated? I mean, there are a lot of staff that don't even understand their award. There are a lot of staff that don't even appreciate how much they cost to employ. Particularly when you're paying them super. They just see how much they get in the end. They don't realize there's all this other money that you're paying them that they don't even appreciate. This is why I'd rather you pay it to the people and then they have to pay their own tax. then they have to pay their own superannuation, and they have to realize how much all of this stuff costs. Then, Australia might wake up a little bit and might be a little bit more apprehensive about calling upon the government to fix all their problems. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy my content and want to help us produce more, we do have a Patreon where you can make a monthly donation. We have Amazon and eBay referral links where we receive a commission when you make a purchase. Doesn't cost you a cent. We also have merchandise on the Heise Says website, perfect for Christmas, and PayPal if you want to make a donation. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye for now.